Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm very excited to be doing a demo and a review on this planner from Trish McEvoy. This is actually called the Power of a Makeup Planner Set. So in here, first of all, the little bag it comes in I think is so cute. So I bought this from Nordstrom. This is actually one of their anniversary sale sets. And you get a whole bunch of goodies in here. So it's all from Trish McEvoy. Now before I bought this, because I was very interested in it when I saw it in the catalog, and I had never tried any of her products before, so I had thought, let me pick up a few things, see if I really want to make this investment because this planner is quite expensive. So I went ahead and I purchased a bronzer from Trish McEvoy. This is just the matte bronzer. Let's see. It doesn't have a shade number in here. I'm not sure if there's multiple shades, but this is a matte bronzer and it works really, really well. I was highly impressed by the formula, just the application, just everything really about it. I love the color on me as well. And then I also got this little palette. It is called the Makeup Wardrobing palette, I guess. And in here you get her translucent setting powder, you get a highlighter, and then 4 eyeshadows. These 2 are matte, and then these 2 are more like, kind of like pressed, I want to say glitter almost. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. But you can build up the intensity of these 2 colors really easily on your eyes. So I wore these 2 this past weekend and I really loved how everything performed, which is why I went ahead and dove into this planner here. So in here, you pretty much get a full face, not quite, but almost. You get, it comes with a perfume, a travel perfume. That's the only thing in here that's travel size. Everything else in here is a full size product. There's a blush, lipstick, you get eyeshadows, the setting powder, another bronzer. The one in here is a dual like shimmery bronzer. I'm going to show you guys everything in a moment. And then you also get your lipstick, lip liner, eyeliners, and so forth. So if you guys want to see how this performs and my thoughts on this Trish McEvoy planner, just keep on watching. So I'm going to be inserting clips of me applying all of this makeup. But in case you're curious, I already did have foundation on. This does not come with a foundation. Today I went in with my Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. This is a pretty good foundation. It's not like the best. I won't necessarily recommend it for anybody to go out, run to purchase it, but it is quite good actually. And I started putting on concealer, but then I realized that there's a little concealer in this planner set. So I just put on a dab of it before I realized it, and I used my trusty Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer in the shade Medium. All right, so then right after that, I went in and did my eyebrows. So Trish McEvoy includes this Precision Brow Shaper in the shade Natural Brunette. So at first I thought I was missing a cap. I don't know if I am actually. I'm not sure if the cap is missing to this or what, but it doesn't have one. So I just scrolled it here and the product comes out. It is a very, very thin pencil, but you know what? It applies so nicely. This is a perfect product for those people that are really good at doing those hair-like strokes. I have really thick eyebrows, and I don't necessarily mean I have a lot of eyebrows. I just mean like my actual eyebrow hairs are very, very thick. So it's quite difficult for me to do that technique on myself, but I can see people that like to do that and have that talent using a pencil like this to create those hair-like strokes. On the other end, you get a spoolie. It's actually a really, really good spoolie. And I really like this. This shade, I would describe it as a ashy dark brown kind of, but I think it suits me pretty well. I do think this is going to be somewhat of a universal shade. Let me see if I can do a little swatch here. So it's a little bit dry, but it still gives you pigment. Like you have more control with the brow pencil. Like I said, it is a little bit stiff, but I think that makes it a little easier to use at the same time, because when they're too waxy, you just end up applying all this product at once, and then you're stuck having to like brush it out. And I've just really been enjoying it. I just got this set yesterday. When I came home, I played with a few of these products. This was one of them, and I really do like it. I wonder if she has other shades in that. I'm gonna have to look and see. So next, I went in with this product. This is her Instant Eye Lift. So I thought it was a concealer. So it's called the Instant Eye Lift. This is how it looks inside. But it actually, because I didn't really read up on it until afterwards. So it's a brightening treatment that you can put in your under eyes to correct dark circles. But I feel like this is something that you should apply before your concealer. So I put it on, you're gonna see it in the clip. And I don't really feel like it made much of a difference. I have really dark circles as it is. Today, I feel like they're like extra pronounced. So I was really looking forward to this, and I'm gonna have to try it out again and apply it correctly. So I think if I put this on first and then my concealer, whether it's this Bare Minerals one or whichever other one, I think I may be able to, well, I'm hoping I'll then see a difference. So I'm gonna have to keep testing that out, and I will let you guys know in a future video how that works. So then afterwards, I had to powder, so I took out this little palette. Now, Trish McEvoy sells these palettes, and then their products are magnetized. So this palette here includes the setting powder and the bronzer. The setting powder is a translucent, very finely milled powder. It's just one of those, I don't know, it's one of those white powders that I don't really use anymore to set my makeup. I used to be really big on Makeup Forever's translucent loose powder. I think that was the first translucent powder I had purchased, and I loved it. I used it in my kit when I began doing bridal makeup, but it's not something I continued using throughout the years. I just feel like if you have darker skin, this may look a little bit ashy, but I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. I actually really like how it set my makeup because it doesn't look powdery at all. I just think probably because it's so thin, it did a really good job at picking up the right amount of product and applying it very nicely and easily. So I did like this. Again, I mentioned this palette here comes with the translucent powder, which I used this past weekend, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I started talking about it, and then I jumped into reviewing the actual powder. But yeah, so you can purchase these palettes here and then refill them with your products. And it has like the holes for you to put into your planner for it to just go straight in here like this. And that's how it looks. So I really have been liking that. Now this palette does not have a highlighter, so I actually applied the highlighter that comes in this other palette. Is this one kind of a, I would say it's more of a rose gold highlighter, a little bit deep. It may not be that useful or wearable for people with lighter skin tones, but I think it looked quite nice. I think it tied in quite well with all the products that I used today. So that was nice, but again, that does not come in with this planner. So moving on, I went in with the dual bronzer here. So you get two shades in this bronzer. She describes one as being more of a copper and then the other shade more of a golden shimmer. I just went in, mixed the two and applied it, and I loved it. These have a really beautiful pigment to them. They blend so easily, very user-friendly, and I've had the same experience with this dual shimmery bronzer as I did with the matte bronzer. I am quite obsessed with these right now. That matte one has just been my favorite since I first bought it, and the bronzer in this palette is definitely not falling far behind. I should also mention, I suck at this sometimes. These palettes, all of them, including this one and the eye palette that I'm going to show you guys shortly, all come with a mirror. And it's actually a pretty good sized mirror. I did use it quite a bit while I was doing my makeup today. So after my bronzer, I like to go in with my blush. So the blush came in this little bag from the planner. This is called the Liquid Face Color, and I have mine in shade 1. So this is like a gel-based formula. It's one of those that you just kind of click up to get the product. And I just applied it onto my hand, and then with my finger, I dabbed it onto my cheeks. I honestly thought that this was gonna be a lot more subtle than what it is. Again, I just think maybe it tied in pretty well with the other products that I use. More so, I guess, the bronzer. But it looks really nice. It applied over powder with no issues whatsoever. I really like the finish that it gave my cheeks. It's definitely that flush cheek look that I think most of us enjoy. It's actually a lot nicer than what I expected because I honestly didn't think it was going to show up all that well on my face, but it actually worked out quite nicely. All right, so after the blush, I was all done with my face makeup, so I moved on to the eyes. Now this set includes an eye primer, and it is called the Eye Base Essentials. So I'm assuming they have different shades in these because this one's in the shade Demure, and this can be used as an eyeshadow as well. So I just used it as an eye base, and this one here is very brightening. So it's a really light color, and it's supposed to help with also color correcting if you have like veiny eyelids or even dark. Like I actually have a lot of darkness from like the inner corner that kind of comes in and here on the outer portion as well. So I do enjoy sometimes eye primers that conceal that. And as you can see right there, so it's definitely brightening, and it's got specks of shimmer, like little, it's not glitter, but it's more like little sparkles all over it. So I can see how someone can use this as an eyeshadow alone. I personally don't really see myself using it like that. I'm just going to be using it as an actual eye base like I did today. So far it was really good. It didn't dry out my eyelids. I find that some primers are too drying or even too thick where my eyelids just look crusty kind of. I had no issues with that. Now afterwards, I did want to set my eye primer, so I just went back into this face palette and then used this translucent powder to set that eye base before I moved on to the eyeshadow. So here's the eyeshadow palette that this comes with. This here is your typical everyday neutral eyeshadow palette. The only shade in here that's kind of more out there is this corner one right here, and more because of its consistency. This is more of like that kind of diamond finish, I guess I would say. So it's more of a topper, and that's how I use it today, as a topper, and it's not that intense at all. I think it's more of an elegant like shimmer for your eyes. All the other shades in here though are definitely on the cool tone side, but I think they applied really nicely. I did enjoy this a lot. It's obviously what I have on today. So for my crease, I went in with a fluffy brush and used this mauve shade right here. And then with that same brush, I picked up this shade and went in the outer corner and kind of just blended that out. I feel like I did my eye look in no time. I guess just shades like this, when you have a palette so simple like this, you don't waste time trying to figure out what you're gonna do. You pretty much just go in there and get the job done and end up with a look like this. And I'm very happy with it. So yeah, so this blended out really easily, really quickly in the outer corner. Then with a flat brush, I went into this shade right here. This is more of a satin shade, but it's not so crazy pigmented. It gives just a really nice color. It's kind of like a silverish, purplish color, but like in a satin finish. So I applied that all over the lid, and then with my finger, I went in with this like diamond shade and just tapped it over, used it as a topper. Afterwards, I went in with this satin shade and applied it under my under eyes. And then I took that same pencil brush that I had used and went in with this darkest shade. This one is more of a dark purple color. It's almost like a really dark brown, and it's got, again, like little specks of like purple glitter all over it, but it's not glitter that's gonna fall over your face. It's hardly even noticeable once you apply it onto the eyes. But again, very nice, again, very pigmented as well. So I went in very lightly and just did kind of like the outer corners with a penciled brush. Then afterwards, with another pencil brush, I went into this lightest shade right here and applied it into my inner corners and my brow bone. And this is the look I got. I really did enjoy this little palette right here. I think all of the colors are very useful. The only one that I felt was a little bit lackluster was this shade right here. This one I had when I was playing with it yesterday. Like you could barely see a swatch. Yesterday when I was playing with this, I went in with a flat shader brush and tried to apply it over my lid. So it ended up coming out really light, like hardly detectable on the lids, I felt like. So this one, I think for my eyelids, I'm not going to quite use. I think it worked quite well for my brow bone, so just so I don't have anything too stark. These do have a ton of kickback. When you go in with your brush, it doesn't matter if you're using a really light, fluffy, soft brush. Like, let's see. I'm going to go in with this one from Wayne Goss. This is his number 16 brush. And then I'm just going to tap like in here. I wonder if can you guys like see, like it just made a big mess around the whole palette. And when I go and like tap off the excess, I always do this no matter what I'm using. I always tap off the excess, but you're really gonna have to deal with these pigments as well as her face products. You see a ton of product fall out. And so I know for a lot of people that's a huge setback. For me, it's not. I think as long as it performs well, that's all really that matters to me. But, you know, to each their own. I just did want to point that out in case you're one of those. I mean, if it bothers you, I totally understand. You kind of feel like you're paying so much money, and this is more of a luxury brand, that it's something you don't quite expect, but your palette will end up quite dirty. So just, you know, just a little heads up. Okay, so next I have the eyeliner. This is the, let's see, Intense Gel Eyeliner in black. So you get the actual eyeliner on one end right here, and then you get like a little sponge on the other end so that you can go in and blend out. I actually use this sponge. I mean, it works fine. I do prefer a brush, but if you're in a bind or you're just too lazy to pull out a brush like I was earlier, using this one works okay. But the actual eyeliner, I really like this. This is an intense black, no pressure whatsoever, and it glides on so intensely, very black. Today I used it just a little bit on my top lash line and blended it out a bit, and then I also applied it in my waterline. No issues whatsoever. It actually also has not bothered my contact lenses, which, why am I just realizing that right now? Because that has been an issue I've been dealing with a ton lately. So I'm really impressed with this eyeliner. So next I have the mascara. This is the Lash Curling Mascara in Jet Black. I love the actual spoolie in this mascara. So this is how it looks. It's long and thin, which I really like because I'm able to go on top of my lashes and apply the mascara, like over them, and then under and apply it nicely. The only thing is, I don't really feel like it did like anything great for my lashes. I think it looks nice. I'm for sure gonna continue using it. So far, I've had no issues with it either. No flaking. It's not transferring. Yeah, I mean, so far it's been pretty good. But again, it's not anything that's out of this world. You've got to go run out and get it. But I will use it. I mean, if it's in this planner and I decide to just pick up and go, like travel with this planner, like if I'm just gonna go somewhere for the weekend, I'm not gonna go in there and replace the mascara for something else because this is pretty good. It's just, like I said, it's nothing like super special, but it's nothing disappointing either. Okay, so down to my lip products. This eyeliner that came with this set is so nice. This swatch is ridiculous. So I went over it a few times here on the swatch. I think it's really nice. One of those wearable colors. The shade of this one is called Barely Rose, and it's the long wear lip liner. On the other end, it has a brush that I have been loving. My Sisley lip liners have a brush to them, and I guess I never really realized how much of a difference they make with your lips, just to kind of like diffuse the edges of your lips a little bit better. So this is really nice. It glides on really easily. All right, so it totally sucks. I didn't realize that my camera stopped filming. I think I was talking about the lip liner. I love it. I really like the shade. I think it wears very nicely. And it also does feel like it's going to be very long lasting, and it's going to help my lipsticks or whatever I wear on top of it last a little bit longer. Now, the set also came with a lipstick. This is more of a sheer lipstick, and it's in the shade Sheer London 2.0. So this is how it looks right here, and I'll do a quick swatch. So yeah, definitely on the sheer side. It's supposed to be enriched with vitamins, and it just feels very comfortable on the lips. I've worn it on its own just to kind of play around with it, and it felt really nice. It is what I'm wearing over my lip liner today. This is just definitely one of those wearable lipsticks that you can pretty much wear at any time and anywhere. So I did really like this combo along with the lip liner. I think they pair really nicely, and I'm very, very happy that those two were included in this set. Now, another great thing that this came with is a travel size perfume. This is called the Sexy for Gardenia, and you get here, let's see, well, I don't know how much, okay, it doesn't say on the bottom how much product you get. For me, this is actually a pretty good size. I'm not super big on perfumes. I have a few, and I'm happy with just having a few. I'm really bad at going to the store and like smelling different perfumes at a time because I'll end up getting a really bad headache. But this one here smells like gardenias, very nice, very fresh, perfect for the summertime. It's also going to be good for the springtime. Who knows, I'll probably even use this during the wintertime. I actually applied this even before I started doing my makeup, so I've had it on for a few hours and I can still smell it on myself. I don't think it's too strong of a scent. It's a very nice, soft, yet fresh scent. Smells like gardenias. I already said that. I don't know how to describe scents. I don't know how to describe perfumes. Again, it's just not my thing. But I'm really happy with that one. I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to like it. So I am happy that that was included in here and I got to try it out because I really do like it. And I definitely see myself using that quite regularly. Alright guys, so that's it as far as my demo and review on this Power of Makeup planner set. Overall, I am very happy with this purchase. Pretty much everything in here I either really liked or I at least liked. The only thing, again, that I wasn't very happy with was this just one shade from the eyeshadow palette. I just felt like it was a little underwhelming, but overall, I do have a use for it, so that's good. And I'm very, very happy with this. This is definitely something that I'm gonna keep intact. I will come in here and use things from this set, but I don't want to start pulling them out and storing them like I do the rest of my makeup. I do want to keep it intact. I'm also going to include the other two products that I purchased from Trish McEvoy because it's just nice to have something pretty much readily available. So I need something like this where I need to hurry up and pack something really quick, just even for overnight or 2 nights. This right here would be really cool. I'll only have to worry about my foundation and an actual concealer. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I definitely see myself growing my Trish McEvoy collection. I'm definitely going to keep playing with this more, and I'm sure you guys will be hearing about these products in some of my future videos. So I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't yet, do not forget to subscribe so that you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks again for stopping by. Until next time.